All right, things have certainly picked up for Halo Infinite over the last 48 hours or so. We now know when the game is coming out, that being December 8th. So, yeah, they're pretty much getting this game out at the last possible minute in this year. And it's weird because that means it's more than a year delay for Halo Infinite because it was supposed to have released last year when the Xbox Series X came out as the big launch title for Microsoft, and that would have been the first time a Halo game had launched next to an Xbox console since the original Xbox with Halo Combat Evolved. So it was going to be a big event, a big deal. Unfortunately, though, that didn't happen, and here we are now rolling up to the end of 2021, hoping to see more footage of Halo Infinite's campaign. And I have to say, now looking at this overall, we have a new console showing up, the Xbox Series X Halo Edition. We have a new controller showing up. Same thing there, themed around Halo. There's a lot of pressure right now on Halo Infinite to deliver, and I kind of want to talk about that here today. Guys, if you enjoyed these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton. And if new here to the Spawn Wave Plus channel, make sure you subscribe down below. So there was an interesting article that was posted up. This is from Windows Central. We can go over here, and I mean, you can see the headline, "Don't pre-order Halo Infinite." Now, I do have to point out, I don't really know why you would pre-order Halo Infinite in the first place, mostly because it's gonna be on Game Pass day one, and you'd probably be better off spending $15, even just for 1 month, to just try out Halo Infinite and see if it's something you would like to then buy. Especially since now Microsoft has been building up more and more games on the service. I mean, yeah, it's probably worth the $15 a month, I would say, since if you're going to be playing other games online that you're buying for your Xbox, you're probably going to be using Xbox Live as well, and that's kind of rolled in to Game Pass Ultimate here. But they say despite some promising appearances from Halo Infinite through 2021, its new pricing model spotlights continued obscurity around its single-player campaign. So the reason I'm saying right now that Halo Infinite has a ton of pressure on it, think about the last time we saw a campaign and how that went over online. It wasn't great, but that was the last impression we've had, right, for the big campaign that they keep talking about. This is going to be a different kind of game for Halo. It's going to be a different type of campaign. It's been talked about as being a semi-open world style single-player campaign that unfortunately will also not have something we've grown accustomed to with Halo, that being co-op campaign. It won't be there day one, and Forge also will not be there. Now, I'm less concerned about the multiplayer for two reasons. One, we've already played the multiplayer. Like, they put it out there as a flight. We got a chance to play it. Yes, against bots and maybe for like 30 minutes against other people, but we got to actually play it right here in front of us, bugs and all. Like, it was all there. Even on Xbox One systems, like the VCR. Some people were saying, hey, this reminds me of Cyberpunk. Does not remind me of Cyberpunk at all right now, mostly because we have played the game on the worst possible hardware that we can play it on, whereas before, Cyberpunk was kind of hiding the last-gen versions, and with good reason there. Now, Halo Infinite's big issue currently is they have not shown us updated campaign gameplay since they showed off Craig last year in July. And it's unfortunate because this seemed to be a good time for them to do it alongside of that release date. So they decided to tell us about the release date. They also gave us a trailer kind of setting up the first season of the multiplayer, which once again, a lot of us are already fine with because we played it, and it sounds like we're going to also be doing more flight tests here in the coming months. So it seems like the next one, we're going to be playing against other people, and they're going to roll Big Team Battle in, which if you've ever played Halo Online and dipped into Big Team Battle, that's where everything goes wrong. So that's going to be a good stress test, I would say, for their servers there. No, I'm more thinking about the part of the game that's actually going to cost money. And I think that's something people are forgetting right now. The multiplayer is free to play. You really don't even need Xbox Live Gold to play Halo Infinite's multiplayer. If you have your Xbox, you can just download it. It falls under the free-to-play side of things that Microsoft removed the barrier for. No, the $60 purchase is going to be completely about campaign, something that's already missing a feature with campaign co-op. So it truly will be a single-player experience that has to live up to that $60 price tag on its own. See, before, you would buy Halo 3, just as an example, and you would say, okay, I played through the campaign, didn't take too long. I mean, it's not like a short campaign, but it's not going to keep you busy for weeks or anything like that. So now I'm going to move over to the multiplayer, and the multiplayer alone will keep you busy for thousands of hours. Like, if you look at that along with the campaign, the $60 value is obvious, but if you buy just the campaign for $60, I can see how some people will say, you know what, I don't know. I mean, I got some time out of it, but I don't know. It would have been better if it had multiplayer or something, whereas now they're separating them, and that campaign's going to have to stand up on its own. They've talked about adding more content to it as we go along, since this appears to be like an 8 to 10 year project for them, and they're off to a good start right now. So that's going to be something to see there. But wow, the pressure is mounting on Halo Infinite. The longer we go without any kind of updated campaign gameplay, the more scrutinized it's going to be when we finally see it. And I guess that's the biggest question now, is when will we see campaign gameplay for Halo Infinite, and how do they show it to us? I don't think they can show us the same section that they did before, although that would be good because then we can have direct comparisons and they can point out all the things they did. No, I think they have to do something that's a bit more awe-inspiring. Like when we had Halo 2 and they showed that campaign footage, yes, it wasn't exactly true what they showed. It got people really hyped and excited, kind of the action-packed nature they showed with Master Chief doing all kinds of cool stuff. Finally, the AI's driving us around, and just some things that make us go, oh, wow, okay.
Verify delivery coordinates on target. Head on, Major. Take cover. We'll leave.
I see the visual improvements here, the clarity around certain things, the load times, the semi-open world experience here, even if that's as simple as going out and peering over this big ledge or hopping in like a pelican. They fly you across real quick and you land back down, and you're still technically in that level, but it's so massive you need vehicles to travel around. Just something to put us over the top for this campaign. As for when they're going to do it, hard to say. I mean, I thought this would have been it. Release day, boom, big 4 to 5 minute gameplay trailer of the campaign. We're using the grappling hook, we're swinging around, boom, December 8th. That would have been cool. Now, though, I'm thinking they're going to have an event later on this year, I'd assume, in a couple of months. We know the anniversary is coming up here. It's been talked about quite a bit. In fact, that's when we're going to be seeing the console and the controller show up. So maybe sometime mid-November around that anniversary date, they drop just a 10-minute walkthrough of part of the campaign, just in the semi-open world environment. Drop that on YouTube for Halo Day or something, and that I think would work. But yeah, I'm going to go with this article here. Don't pre-order Halo Infinite because it doesn't really make sense to do it now. And I'm a big fan of Halo, so much so that I'm going to buy I think there's like a limited edition. There's one with a steelbook. I'm going to grab that because I bought every Halo that's come out. And yes, that includes Halo 5, one that I wasn't a big fan of, and that also includes Halo 4. But I will be looking forward to picking this one up, but I gotta tell you, I am concerned about that campaign a bit because it appears that this game is indeed coming in hot, which is strange because the game was supposed to have come out in November. What would have actually come out, by the way, if they pushed this game out last November alongside of the console? Because I completely believe it would have been disastrous, similar to what we saw with Cyberpunk, maybe. But let me know what you guys think about this situation down below. Do you feel like it's weird that we have not seen campaign gameplay since they showed it to us in July, but we now have a release date for when the campaign is technically coming out, since you can just download the multiplayer? So they could drop it tomorrow and everyone would be cool with that. But again, let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.